All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for our Leaving California edition number 3. Now, you may or may not be aware that there's a trend going on right now, and it's been happening for the last few years at least, but Californians are packing their bags and they're heading out to various states around the country. Now, if you guys all remember, in 1841, our first pioneers moved west of the Mississippi in search of gold and green farmlands in Oregon and in California. And now that trend is starting to reverse. And Californians are seeking new adventure and wealth for a better life in other states for many different reasons. Today, we're here with Drew Henley, a really, really good close personal friend of mine out in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I've asked him to join us today because, again, California, according to the IRS, has lost $4.3 billion of wealth, tax return wealth, to the state of Idaho from 1992 to 2018. Coeur d'Alene is a beautiful, beautiful place. And by the way, California is the number 1 state where people are moving in. The number 2 right behind it is 712 million from Washington. So a huge difference in number of Californians from any other state. So Drew, thanks again for joining us today and taking the time to speak with everybody who may be considering leaving California for different reasons. Tell us a little bit, who are you and what brought you to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho?
Sure. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate you having me on. Yes, my name is Drew Henley. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I'm a licensed real estate agent here with Windermere Real Estate. And I actually grew up not far from Coeur d'Alene, so about 100 miles south. My dad was a wheat and barley farmer there. And he dabbled in buying a lot of land as we were growing up. And so naturally that kind of gravitated towards having an interest in real estate. So spent my childhood in this area playing on the south end of Coeur d'Alene Lake, checking out, Silverwood theme park. And so I've been, in this area my entire life. Real estate is something, as you know, Gary, it's a ton of fun no matter where you're at. You get to meet a ton of people and you get to really understand in a bigger picture the area that you live in and how it works and what's going on. So it's been an awesome journey. I've been doing this for 6 years as a full-time agent, and that has just allowed me to get networked and integrated into our community and enjoy it. I'm a product of Coeur d'Alene, and I would say the thing that people like here is there's a lot of freedom and there's a lot of opportunity for recreation. Depending on what you're into, you can find it here, and you can find it close by, accessible, and you can find a lot of people that share that same interest. So it's just a fun place to be, and there's a lot of different opportunities here, both in real estate and recreation and having fun and living your life.
Right. Awesome. And well said, man. Thank you for that. Drew, we're just going to talk today, or I'm going to bring up just to get the viewers an idea of what we're going to go over. Basically, why people are moving into Coeur d'Alene, like what's attracting them there. What are some of the financial, the lifestyle benefits and the things that people love, about Coeur d'Alene. So, one thing too, you're still getting to work with your parents. It's a family business going on in Coeur d'Alene, right? I know you're doing, you guys are blowing up also, but it's cool to work with the family, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Going back to the farm days, that was, my dad was a 4th generation family operated business. So we're kind of carrying that on, a little bit different format, obviously, but still working together as a team to, help accomplish a common goal. So it's fun to look back at the history of that and still kind of continue that. My brother that lives down there, he's involved in real estate stuff and things going on. So it's definitely a part of the family and something that we love doing it. And it's fun. It's fun to do it with your family.
That's right. Get to hang out more often. So, okay, let's jump right into it, man. So sure. Are there any other statistics rather than just what I had mentioned that you're aware of numbers of Californians moving in and out of your state, and or from what counties are moving? I know that from the same website, Where Money Walks, San Diego County is actually number 3 of people moving into Coeur d'Alene. Orange County's number 2, Santa Clara County's number 5. So pretty much 4 of the 5, top counties are coming out of California. The number 1 is King County out of Washington.
Sure.
So
Yeah, and so that statistic is something that we used to have a lot better way of tracking through our DMV.
Yeah.
We look at the driver's license surrenders that were going on there and where they were coming from. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, the DMV stopped sharing that information. So I think that your statistic there is probably probably one of the best ways to look at it. And so, yeah, obviously the California drive, Orange County, San Diego County, we've got a tremendous amount of people, moving this way from those areas for various different reasons.
Right. Well, so I mean, boots on the ground, you're seeing it every day. What would you say is like, maybe where are the most people coming from, like, time and time again that you're seeing personally? And share with us the experience that you're having about why people are moving into your area, whether it's financial, the lifestyle, like what's those couple of top reasons?
Sure. So, I mean, the biggest and probably most common thread that we see, with a wide variety of our California buyers that are coming up here, clients, is your market appreciation supersedes us, in history. So they've, let's say a family's been living there for years and years in the same home, and they've built a tremendous amount of equity in that property. The cost of living here and the cost of real estate is lower than your areas down there. So
Right.
what we see, a tremendous amount of families selling their real estate, taking that equity and moving to our area where it opens up the selection for them of where they can live. If they're wanting to get out of the city and get into the country on maybe a 5-acre setting on the outskirts of Coeur d'Alene, that all of a sudden becomes something that they can probably pay for with cash from the equity that they've taken. So that's a very common thread. I see a lot of retired law enforcement, fire and EMS, those people have spent their life down there working, and the busyness of it, the appeal of slowing down a little bit and getting up here in North Idaho, getting a little bit of land, a little bit of room to breathe, and being able to, cash roll that purchase, it just sets them up for a good retirement, a good financial situation that makes sense for them and their families.
Right. So tell me, what would just, I guess, on average, like a 5-acre piece of property with a, moderate home on it that, you're probably seeing more often than not being sold right now in that example?
So cost of that?
Yeah. Price wise.
Sure. So yeah, there's just like anywhere, location. So how far
Right.
out,
Yeah.
there's obviously going to be variables to it, but a 5-acre piece of land right now with a modest home on it, you're probably going to be between $450,000 to $600,000.
Wow.
And obviously we can go up or down from there depending, but $500,000, you could have a very nice modest home, 5 acres within probably 30 minutes of downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Okay. Now, is there any like, tax benefits in terms of like income tax, what's it called? Sales tax, et cetera, that's attracting people?
Sure. So sales tax is 6%. I don't recall where you guys are out there.
I think we're like just under 10, like 9 and some change. I could be totally wrong. I don't even pay attention anymore, but I think we're like around 9 something. Yeah.
Yeah. So sales tax is a little bit. And then also our, I meant to write this down too, because I don't have the number, but I know that our income tax is an advantage as well. I can't remember what the number is, but again, going back to a lot of the retired law enforcement, people like that are bringing in and stuff like that. That's a conversation that we have, and they ultimately discover that it is advantageous, as far as our taxing goes. The cost of living too, property taxes here, in comparison, property taxes are pretty low. That $500,000 property, you get out into an egg zoned area where the zoning is like that, and you have 5 acres, you can benefit from a couple different tax brackets that will help you reduce your property taxes. You're probably paying less than $2,500 to $3,000 a year for the property taxes on something like that.
Wow. That's awesome. That's huge. Cause I know, in California here, obviously it's 1% across the board plus Melrose and whatever the other, individual taxes are on your properties.
Sure.
Okay, awesome. So, I mean, financially speaking, is there any other draw, or should we start talking about lifestyle in the lake and the mountains?
I think that there's a lot of the other thing that we've seen is, especially with COVID, is a tremendous amount of people that are now working from home. And
Right.
so that's expanded their options for moving here. So they can come here, they can still do okay working out of here and benefit from the lower costs of living. We've got the Spokane International Airport is about a 45-minute drive away. So if you need to travel, it is accessible. So that's just on the financial side. We're seeing a lot of that come in. And we've seen a lot of economic infrastructure growth too, hospitals and multinational businesses that are starting to build headquarters here and do things like that. So it's creating more jobs for the folks that are coming up here to work and live.
Okay, and that's a good point because we're talking about the people retiring or retired. Like the trend that I've noticed more recently is people wanting to retire earlier on, like not work till 60, 70, 80, but start to really slow down, enjoy life at, 45, 50, 60. And again, something like what you're saying really helps. But about those, people actually just wanting to get out and just have a different lifestyle, lower cost of living, et cetera, what we're just talking about, obviously that's available to anybody. Right. And so,
Right.
What's driving people who even work, you're saying sectors of the economy that's developing in the area right now currently.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, this entire area. So you've got Coeur d'Alene, but Kootenai County in general, we've got Post Falls, we've got Hayden, which are our neighboring cities. And as a whole, the area is growing. We're building and receiving, and there's road projects and infrastructure things that are happening to help accommodate that. So in general, we're on the right path here as far as compensating for the influx that's coming in.
Good. That's good to hear. Okay, so tell me about the lifestyle. I mean, I know I have not been yet, unfortunately, and I promise I am coming up there to see you with your brother for at least a weekend to hit the lake. It's got to be a little warmer for me, but at the end of the day, tell me about the lifestyle things that are available for people. It's gorgeous country. Tell us all about what people are loving there.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the easy part to talk about, Gary. Coeur d'Alene is nestled, the city's nestled right on a giant alpine lake that's 25 miles long. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg. That's our epicenter, is Coeur d'Alene, the downtown corridor, and that sits right on the lake. So, the lifestyle it's freedom of recreation. And that's what I call it. Recreation can obviously mean a wide array of different things. For me personally, I'm a huge, I love to boat. I love to get out on the lake. We go fishing. I love riding dirt bikes, and I love snowmobiling and skiing. And so, those things, for example, I live within the city limits of Coeur d'Alene. So I'm in town, I'm on city water, city sewer, but I live less than a mile from national forest land. So,
Right.
Literally I can ride my dirt bike from my house to national forest and be gone. I could ride to Montana. I could ride to Canada from my house.
On your dirt bike?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to have to pack some gas, but in theory, that's the draw. That's the appeal is the state of Idaho has, the percentage of public land is greater than any other state. I think it's like 63% of Idaho is public land. So that's a huge draw. And maybe you're not a dirt biker or a snowmobiler, but hiking, hunting, fishing, exploring, those things are readily available to us. So I think that's a huge draw. We all want to get out and have fun. So however it is that you decide to do that, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity to do so. The people in Idaho are pretty laid back. It's kind of people respect, your ability to do things how you want to do it. And I think people like that. It's a draw to, kind of be able to beat to your own drum and explore as you want. And it creates it just creates a scenario where it's fun to live here and there's lots to do and explore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, so talk to us real quick about, I don't ride dirt bikes or snowmobiles yet, but that sounds awesome. But what about the skiing, and also like wakeboarding, boating, and those sort of sports as well? I know a lot of people are heading to the mountains now to go, that love to go skiing. There's areas like, obviously, like Park City, Utah, and Tahoe, and these sort of like known areas. But what's going on in Coeur d'Alene or around in terms of skiing?
Sure. So Coeur d'Alene, we have 4 different mountain resorts that are within an hour's drive of here. So you've got Schweitzer Mountain to the north of us, about an hour away. Schweitzer is going to be your epicenter mountain. That's got the biggest, what you would think when you think of a resort, a ski resort operation, condo living, single family homes up there, hotels, the whole shebang. And then we've got 3 other mountains that are going to be smaller ski resorts, still great skiing. If you head to the east of Coeur d'Alene, you've got Silver Mountain and Lookout Pass. That little belt in there is known for its snow, and the storms come through here when they do, and they hit that particular area well. So tons and tons of accessibility to that. So within, I said, hours drive, we've got 4 different mountain resorts that you can get to. As far as the lakes go, Coeur d'Alene Lake obviously being the staple here. Well, there's also, there's freshwater lakes all over the place around here. So to the north of us, we've got Lake Pend Oreille, which kind of even dwarfs Coeur d'Alene in size. It's giant. So surfing, wakeboarding, all that stuff is things that we like to do. And so again, from my house within city limits of Coeur d'Alene, it's a 6-minute drive to go to Coeur d'Alene or to go to Hayden Lake.
Yeah.
So, it's just the accessibility of it is unmatched. So yeah, we're into all those things. We get out every chance we can.
Awesome, man. Well, it sounds like an outdoorsman haven, that fresh air, lots of stuff to do, and seemingly booming economy and a great place to go to settle down a little bit and get outside of the hustle and bustle. So I cannot wait to come see you. I know I've been telling you that for like 2 years now, probably I'm coming, but soon enough, buddy. I promise. Yeah, that's right. So to close out, man, I'm going to go ahead and show your video that you sent me about that live work unit right downtown.
Sure.
It seemed like an amazing deal, bro. Great views of the lake, apartment upstairs, and an opportunity. The bakery downstairs looks like it's an amazing spot also. But before we do that and close out, is there anything else you'd like to leave our viewers with about Coeur d'Alene? And everybody, please feel free to call Drew anytime you want to talk more about Coeur d'Alene. He definitely knows the area really, really well. Can help you understand all the ins and outs of it. But any other last words, Drew, before we go out to your video and close this out?
I guess I'd just say I appreciate you having me on. Good to chat. It's good to try and get a reach out there to maybe give people that don't know, they've heard about it. What is this Coeur d'Alene? There's a lot of buzz about it. When it all comes down, we're a pretty laid back community. There's lots of opportunity here, economic and recreation. And Gary, I love working with people. I love showing them around and, showing them the little things about this area that you just don't know if you haven't lived here or you haven't been around here and been able to explore. So just like yourself, this business allows you to meet a lot of new people and to help them kind of navigate their way through a new area, a new time in their life, all sorts of different things. So at the end of the day, I love doing that. I love being a part of it. And I love being able to offer help to people and get them situated. So
that's right.
Having me on, I'm more than happy to, answer questions, help facilitate anything that I can to help people change their life if they want to, try something new. So
that's right. It's all about perspective. And I think it's really easy to sell something that you love and you really believe in, know what I mean? And maybe Coeur d'Alene's not for everybody, but right now with everybody, a lot of people I know are thinking about, hey, how can I really take control of my life, financially or get where I want to go? And I think that over the last year, COVID has really helped encourage people to think about what's really important to them. And maybe not everybody wants to be in the city or by the beach or whatever the case. And I've talked to 3 people recently that are like, I want to go to the mountains. you know, and Coeur d'Alene sounds like a great spot. So hopefully they get to watch this video. Again, Drew, thank you so much, man. We're gonna end up with your video. So I'm going to share the screen. And by the way, great job with the video. I absolutely loved it. So we're gonna go in here. And I'm just gonna take up the full screen here.
Welcome to beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene. If you've ever been here, you know the Sherman Avenue.
Okay, awesome video, Drew. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, Gary Massa here with Massa & Associates at Compass right here in San Diego, California. Again, I hope you got some great information out of this segment, and stay tuned for more episodes of Leaving California coming up next. We'll see you soon. Thank you.